that's the Penitus oculatus. Is that what it? Oculatus, yeah. You know what? Let's talk to him. Mr. Mopey McDownerson. Where are you? Mopey? Nope. You're just agent. There you go.
Citizen.
Yeah, no, we've talked before. If you're retired, then you probably shouldn't be, here.
A favor from Commander Morrow. He owed me from back when he was an initiate, and I was his inspector.
What do you mean he owed you? Like, you guys, drank a milkshake together or something? What does that mean?
More like what didn't happen. Commanders like Morrow may seem like hard, unyielding men, and there is certainly that side to them. There is also the side that is a caring father, the loving husband and humble servant of the Empire. The side of kindness is something that is almost innate. Even as children, we know the value of friendship, empathy, and love. The other side, the one that makes you a man, that must be forged through a crucible of blood, sacrifice, and at times, even apathy.
Yeah, what does this have to do with the favor he owed you?
It may surprise you to find out that the initiation for both the Dark Brotherhood and the Penitus Oculatus are one and the same. Both ask their initiates to shed the blood of a stranger as proof of their fealty, their mettle, and willingness to do the hard thing. When first presented with this task, Commander Morrow faltered, as do all men of conscience. It was then that I broke the rules. I told him who the target was, or more precisely what he was.
Describe the Penitus Oculatus initiation. No wonder they call you specters. You are agents of death. I take it the initiation targets are mostly criminals. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound quite like the Dark Brotherhood, because I'm pretty sure Dark Brotherhood has to be an innocent person, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. It is left up to the discretion of the inspector to choose the targets. Although I tended to choose mortals who were louts, thieves, and deviants, there were other inspectors who felt that defeated the purpose.
Yeah.
After all, an assassin must be able to kill those whose morality is ambiguous, or possibly even leaning towards the scales of good. So it was our responsibility to create at the very minimum the idea that the targets were honest men. Some inspectors choose to forego the mirage.
Yeah, your mouth stopped moving. No wonder they call you yeah, you already said that. Describe the initiation in every gruesome detail.
It is as you might expect. Recruits are chosen for various positions and given tasks to determine their aptitude and readiness. Ironically, before he became Chief of Security, Commander Morrow was originally recruited as an assassin. In the Penitus Oculatus, the assassin is merely a tool. He's required to kill without questioning his orders. This is because the most dangerous of enemies typically come from within. The very advisors the Emperor trusts most are the ones likely to betray him.
Sounds like the Empire is accustomed to acts of betrayal.
Withdrawal of power is a form of skooma that corrupts even the best of us. The assassin is the potion that purges it from the system. As such, he is often asked to target the very people he takes orders from, in order to serve the will of the only person he answers to. The life of an assassin is far from pleasant, which is why when Morrow became a father, he chose a new path. True enough, there is much misconception that the Penitus Oculatus acting as a security force implies being strictly defensive unit. On the contrary, the best way to stop an assassination is to root out the conspirators before their plans take form. As a former assassin, Commander Morrow had the advantage of knowing how the enemy operates, and that is why he was chosen as the chief security agent. Very well.
Tell me how that heist happened.
The Countess's cousin had passed away, and she was now on her 12th day of mourning. She refused to eat, and refused to sleep. Soon her court was deprived of the same. As her mood grew more and more contemptuous, it seemed nothing would allay her grief. Many bards and poets came from all over Tamriel to celebrate the life of her cousin, in hopes of appeasing the Countess. Yet it seemed that even time itself had given up all hope, until the day a raven-haired minstrel walked into the castle and gently strummed her lute.
The thief you're looking for?
Those who were in attendance insisted it was the saddest song ever heard by mortal ears. They claimed the sky rained for 7 days and 7 nights, as both the Countess and the Dvines exhausted all the tears. That night, the entire court slept for the first time in weeks, and when they awoke, they found their cases and coffers emptied of their valuables.
Well, I'd say it's kind of more of a trade than, stealing. Yeah, I don't know how to say that word. The story sounds apocryphal. It's more likely she seduced her. You told that story with some emotion. How curious. In life there are fools and those who exploit foolishness. Yeah.
She was not always as such. When she was a small child, she was so bright and would protect those who were weak from their folly. Oh, but you were referring to the Countess, as was I.
No, I was talking about the thief, but whatever. With every word, it becomes more and more obvious that you know this thief. Your obsession tells me this woman stole something important to you. You've lost your head, soldier. I think you're in love with this woman. It's clear you and this raven are working together. I mean, it's not really clear, but... yeah.
Yes, my words have betrayed me, more than once in this conversation. It is not uncommon given my proximity to the case.
Mm-hmm.
Few, however, are perceptive enough to find meaning in the symbol of words. It is as you say. I know the Raven of Anvil.
Yeah.
I know both her and the song she played on that fateful night in Anvil. After all, I sired both of them. The Raven of Anvil is my daughter.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect quite so much, but... So that's what this is really about. You want your daughter back. I see, this could tarnish your reputation. You want to cover up your shame. I mean, why... Okay. I mean, I'm like, why... Okay. If you just wanted your daughter back, then you probably wouldn't have been like, oh, they're all scum. Yeah, you want to cover it up.
When you reach my age, you care not for such things. Yes, there may have been a time where I wanted justice for her crimes. For years I struggled to reconcile my love for her and my loyalty to the Empire. But as I approach the twilight of my life,
I gave up.
None of that matters. All I want is to see her once more. To stroke her hair, to look into her eyes, and know that she's happy. Only then can I find peace. I'm sorry. If you please, I need a moment to myself.
Alright. How about now?
Can I help you?
You ready to talk?
Life is easy when your goals are small. When your goals are large, the problem comes not from failure, but from your inability to cope with it. Whether you reach for the stars or plow the earth, don't let the task consume you. If only I could take such sage advice.
Alright. So...
Safe travels.
That's all you have to say? Alright. I thought I could maybe try to help you find her, but whatever. I guess, I guess not.
See. Welcome, traveler. Mind yourself in our town. I grew up an orphan on the streets of Markarth. I'd have died there too, but for the kindness of an old warrior named Logrove the Bent. Logrove rescued me and gave me enough money to get out of the city. I followed the Karth River north and came here. When I met Michelle, I knew this is where I belonged. I suppose that's it, really.
Alright. Yeah, what do you mean, people passing through?
Both the Imperials and Stormcloaks have sent riders this way, scouting the bridge and the lands nearby. They stayed at the inn but didn't pay. They said soldiers don't need to pay because they're risking their lives to protect us. And that's not all. They took a heap of our lumber, and one tried to have his way with my daughter. They think they can do whatever they want.
Alright.
Alright then.
So, that's not good, obviously.
They say I'll fix Stormcloak. I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we had
Yeah, I don't... Why would you want bandits to, you know, I guess not really invade, but attack? Alright, let's see what's going on in Solitude. I mean, there should be quests. There should be plenty of quests there in Solitude. We might even, you know what? Yeah, let's visit the palace. See what's going on there. I'm sure there's some intrigue to be found. I mean, Solitude is actually pretty well fortified. It's on like a huge jutting rock, and then it's got all this fortification here.
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not...
You'd think they could make their walls a little higher, though. I mean, I like this two-tiered system thing they got here. But look at this. Look at this. Like, what's that about? I mean, you could probably... I mean, you don't even need a really big ladder there. You just... Tiny little ladder. Probably a few stools could get you over those walls. Bethesda needs to work on their cities, really. I know there's limitations on how many NPCs and how large you can make your city, but I don't know. Especially for capitals, there are ways of making it better optimized.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor!
Sorry, I need to pay attention so I can remember this.
Tell her that her uncle is some betrayed his high king.
A man opens a gate and they cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
Excuse me, I'm trying to watch a traitor to the Emperor lose his head.
After he murdered High King Torig.
That's my brother up there.
Sorry, I need to pay attention so I can remember this.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torig.
Rogvir always talked about his honor. Seems to me honorable men don't get executed.
Custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Does not seem to be going his way.
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
You're just gonna leave the body there? Really? Alright.
I still can't believe he knew what he was doing when he opened that.
That gate? Sorry, you're gonna say the gate.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere. Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
Yeah, you got any news? Rumors,
Here,
maybe?
take a look at this.
Bird's eye. Alright, that's not really what I asked for, but that's okay. Yeah, do you have any work?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Can you just tell me what it is? I mean, you just have to keep, you know, handing me letters and papers and what do I need to fill out a form or something?
I think I expected more.
Yeah. What's you called an inn the winking skeever, but why? Why? Why do you do this to me?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.
Sure he did. Yeah, I think you're pulling my tail.
They were smaller back then.
What? That's not how it works. There have been rumors of suspicious activity around Helgen. Legion patrols have been spotted in the area. Alright. Thank you. What? Do I want to be a bard?
I think the Bards College might be looking for recruits. You should speak to the head of the college, Viarmo, if you're interested.
Alright. Does anyone need help around here?
People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense.
I'll make it make sense. Is there anything happening around here?
Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what.
Sure. Anybody looking to hire some help? You know, maybe move some baskets around or something?
I've heard Jari Raz hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire.
Alright, yeah, that's good.
Remember the winking skeever next time you're footsore.
Hey there.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
Alright, jeez.
Hello, yes. History and scribe work when I can find some quiet time.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I'm getting on the first boat out of this accursed province.
Yeah, what are you so afraid of?
It was a cabin somewhere on the north bank of the White, near Riverwood. A kind old lady was living there. Or so I thought. She let me stay the night, but told me not to go into the cellar. Naturally, I got curious.
Naturally, I went directly into the cellar. She was like, don't go in the cellar.
There was all sorts of oddities in there. I think she was a witch or a necromancer or something. In any case, I got out of that cellar and never stopped running.
You know, she was like, you know, don't go in the cellar. And he's like, you know, okay. Immediately goes in the cellar. He's like, you know, I'm going to go in that cellar. And she told me not to go in there, but, you know, now I want to go to the cellar because who knows what could be in there. It could be anything. Yeah, maybe she was like, don't go in the cellar because, you know, I have a pet bat and you're going to let him out if you go into the cellar. Why are you leaving Solitude? Why escape? There are other means to survival, no? What? Yeah, why are you leaving Skyrim?
I don't know about you, but I've got to get as far away from Skyrim as possible.
Oh god. He looks like a vampire. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's normal.
I know. I considered going to a face sculptor, but she refused to work with me. You can try her if you want. She lives in some hole in the ground over in Markarth.
Okay.
Safe journeys.
Hey there.
My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. I teach poetry, writing, history, and the finer points of court life.
You're from the Bard College, aren't you?
It is. We train the bards you hear throughout the land. Viarmo is the head of the college and in charge of admissions.
I'm sure he is. That's great. Okay, thank you.
I suppose I should return to my papers.
Yeah, you know, your non-existent papers that you're not working on. That's the same guy? Okay.
What a fascinating time to be alive.
I mean, I guess because it's
these days,
June, there's not a lot of people here at the tavern drinking. Oh, we should sell some stuff.
Hey, wanna play tag?
Just remember, we have so much stuff to sell.
Welcome to Bits and Pieces. I'm sure you'll find what you... Biren said you... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Alright, so I'm just gonna make a tent real quick so that when we're out there I can get some shelter. Yeah, that's the thing with Frostfalls, you kind of have to be careful because how much is 12 for plates? If you get caught out there
I've got
with
weapons
a lot of,
forgiven,
you know,
armor forgotten.
with a lot of exposure, then you're not going to do so well. Wait, can I make a backpack? Leather strips. Okay. What'll I have
Arms
left?
and armor, forged by a master craftsman.
Well,
I thought furs were supposed to look tough. Papa says I won't see Rogvir.
Take my advice. Never gamble. Damn Ernskar has me in debt up to the eyes.
yeah. Obviously.
Too many drinking games, too many bets, and I'm too old to ever raise the coin on my own.
Sure, I'll help.
He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do.
Okay, well, yeah, you're welcome.
You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
You're welcome for trying to help you, you know? Jeez. Oh, I don't know what you could do. You know, whatever. It's not make any difference. Oh yeah, sure. Then I guess I just won't try.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
Alright.
There's been rumors of Talos.
When I was a young rascal, I broke a man's arm with a single punch. Of course, I had a horseshoe hidden in my glove.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but...
Debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do.
Come on.
A debt is a debt.
Alright, well... Yeah, why don't you lay off
Hope
the
you're
old
willing
man,
to
huh?
back those words up with your fists. Come on.
I did plan to,
Let's see what
but-
you're made of.
Wow, you went down real easy. Real easy. Just like a nice bottle of liquor. Yeah, that's right. Iron Scar, Iron Hand. Not so iron-handed now, huh?
Backbiter.
Man. Yeah, why don't you leave him alone now, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Tell the old man his debts are settled.
Alright, well, I mean, we could probably catch him. I mean, he just walked by. Yeah, there he is. Wait, don't go in there yet. I've got to work out more.
Being old's not so
cardio.
bad. Daughter keeps me fed, and my working days are done.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't bet so much, though. Oh my god.
I'm too old to work, but that don't make me too old to drink.
Alright, well, hold on, let me just... There we go. Yeah, I've persuaded Ernskar to forgive your debt.
You've done a fine thing for me. You know, I used to be quite a warrior in my day. Let me show you a thing or two.
Yes, please, thank you.
Always good talking to you, friend.
Two-handed, really? You can... Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, old man. Alright, so... Let's go see what's happening in the court. These are all going to be... Okay, face sculptor... Cabin... Evil and waiting. Oh. Yeah. About that one. Yeah, let's head to the court. And we'll kill that bandit. Come on, kill that bandit. Oh, so we can find that. Oh, yes, I'm gonna do that. Does it tell you anything? No. Okay. Wow. Okay, yeah, we're not doing that one yet. Gonna freeze to death out there. Alright. Yeah, we get it. Okay. Is my tail just sticking out of there? Really? But that's pretty lazy. They're just like, yeah, no, just you know, just sticks out of there. Alright. Let's go see what's going on in the court. The Blue Palace discovered. Yeah, the noises were part of the music, I guess. Who knew? Alright. So I'm gonna have the music on. It's just going to be... Wait.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
You hear?
When I was a young rascal, I broke a man's arm with a single punch.
Sure.
Of course, I had a horseshoe hidden in my glove.
Alright, so I'm gonna keep the music on, just gonna have it really low volume so it's not, you know, blasting. And so you can get some of those effects.
Keep your sword arm strong.
Have you come to visit the High Queen? Well, get in line. I've been waiting for weeks on account of that clumsy oaf of an executioner.
What? I mean, he did a pretty good job. That was, you know, he did it in one fell swoop. Took that guy's head clean off.
Is that so? Well, maybe the Sand Walker was finally sober, because the execution I witnessed was a tribute to incompetence. It took 2 cuts to slice off the head. The first cut being so poor it squirted blood all over a couple of elven dignitaries standing up front.
Well, I mean...
I offered my handkerchief to the lady, as is custom, but instead she reached for my cloak and wiped the blood all over the fur.
So, okay. Look, here's the thing. You kind of risk that when you stand front row to an execution. I'm just saying. It's like SeaWorld, you know. You're gonna get some water on you. You're gonna get some blood on you. You know, that's what happens when you're, you know, right there. Try rubbing some Nernroot oil and fire salts on it. You can stop by Radiant Raiment and get a new one. What about Angeline's aromatics? They can probably formulate a cleaning agent. I wouldn't worry about it. It's barely noticeable. I mean, I don't see it at all. Is this the one, really? I don't see anything on there at all. Yeah, why don't you do some of that?
Nernroot oil? Fire salts? Are you trying to wash my cloak or light it on fire? This is why I will not trust its fate to some berry picker.
Berry picker?
7 generations this cloak has been in my family. 7! Can you count to 7, peasant? I'd venture not, but it's a long time. One of my ancestors strangled a bear to death with his bare hands to get this fur, and it's been passed down from father to son ever since.
I mean, I can count to 7 and 700, but that's kind of a waste of time. What exactly can Elisif do for you then? My apologies, my lord, I didn't mean to offend. It must have been a very small bear. It's a lovely cloak and a shame what happened to it. Yeah, it's a pretty small bear, let me tell you that.
Common insults from a low-born commoner. I expect nothing less. Perhaps, like most brutes, you mistake my fine clothes and austere manner for weakness. I am a Nord. My ancestors were Nords.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
I have mastered the military arts just as I have mastered the art of grace. Peasants who understand neither have no place in the Blue Palace. It's no wonder that I can't get an audience with the High Queen with all the commoners hoarding her time. Of course, it's her fault for letting them in. In fact, maybe I ought to pay the Jarl of Windhelm a visit. I hear he actually has standards.
I mean, that's not really my problem.
This is outrageous. Am I a lord or a bumpkin?
Bumpkin.
You mean you haven't heard it already? Didn't your mother ever read you the story as a child? It's only the most famous Nord tale in all of Skyrim.
I mean,
let's see. It happened in a cave somewhere in Hiverstad, I believe. It was winter, I think. What am I saying? Of course it was winter. Every good Nord story happens in winter. Now, where was I? All right. There was once this bear who lived in old Pine Peak Cavern named Groth. Not just any bear, mind you. He was as tall as a giant, with paws the size of a wagon, and he was a surly.
He was a surly, or he was surly? What happened next?
The Jarl sent a bunch of men in after him. Soldiers, adventurers, companions. But the lowborns died without much of a fuss. That's when my great ancestor, Gartheim Hokard, came along on a pilgrimage to High Wrothyard. When he heard about the bear trouble, he decided to help. Of course, the locals were skeptical. Gartheim didn't carry any bear traps or poisons, or even a weapon with him. All he had was the hands that gods gave him, and his noble blood.
He didn't even have any clothes? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm skeptical there's any truth to this story whatsoever. I don't see how blood has anything to do with it. Just let him.
They say when Gartheim entered that cave, all of Sovngarde stopped to watch. Even Olaf One Eye put down his flagon to take a gander. Groth stood in his hind legs and let out a roar that shook High Wrothgar. Might have caused an avalanche. That's how loud it was.
I mean, that doesn't have to be very loud, but...
Anyways, where was I? All right. My ancestor Gartheim, true to his name, withstood the mighty beast's roar. His heart was oak, as was his bridges.
I thought he just came there with his fists and his blood. You didn't tell me he had clothes on.
When Gartheim didn't budge, Groth was startled, but not stilled. He charged at my ancestor, aiming his fangs for his throat. That's when Gartheim let out a battle cry, and met him at the center of the cavern, wrestling the mighty bear to the ground. As they fell to the ground, Gartheim had one arm around Groth's throat. Groth had the other one in his mouth. It was a race. Gartheim was bleeding to death. Groth was choking. In the end, only my ancestor was left standing. He let Groth keep the arm.
Okay.
All right then.
Sure.